Hello everyone, today in this video I am going to deal with the 7th chapter of Moments of class 9th. The title of the chapter is The Last Leaf, written by O. Henry. This story, The Last Leaf, is about a girl who is suffering from pneumonia and relates her well-being to the number of leaves on ivy creeper plant which is in front of her window. She had a notion that she will die the day that ivy creeper plant will shed its last leaf, and she has lost her all hope of her survival. She had strong belief that she is going to die the day that ivy creeper plant will shed its last leaf, and her friend is trying her best to regain the hope of survival in her heart. So let's see whether she is able to survive or not. Sue and John C., two young artists, shared a small flat. The flat was on third story of an old building. John C. fell very seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Sue, her friend, became very worried. She sent for the doctor. Although he came every day, there was no change in Johnson's condition. So here we are introduced to two central characters of this story, that is Sue and Johnson. Both of the girls, they are young artists, and both of them share the same flat. They are living in a same flat which is on third story of a old house. So it is being said about Johnsy that she fell seriously ill in November. She was suffering from pneumonia, and now as she is suffering from pneumonia, she used to keep herself lying in the bed, and she just used to gaze out of the window. She used to look out of the window continuously without doing anything. So her friend Sue, she was very much worried about her. She was anxious about her health, and therefore she called the doctor, and the doctor came every day, but there was no improvement in her condition. One day the doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" "No," replied Sue, "but why do you ask?" So the doctor came continuously for several days, but there was no improvement in her health, in the health of Johnsy. Therefore, doctor one day asked Sue, her friend, that is there anything which is worrying Johnsy? Is she worried about anything? Does she have any tension? Does she have anything going on in her mind? Then she said, "No, sir, it's not like that." And then she asked that why did he ask such question to her. The doctor said, "Johnsy, it seems, has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. If she does not want to live, medicine will not help her." So when Sue asked doctor that why he has asked such question to her, then he said to her that it seems that the girl Johnsy has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. Says medicines are not going to help her, and therefore now she has lost all her hope and she don't want to live. And the doctor said that if she will not want to live, if she doesn't have desire to live, then medicines are not going to help her. So it is important for her to first of all to have faith in herself. She tried her best to make Johnsy take an interest in things around her. She talked about clothes and fashions, but Johnsy did not respond. Johnsy continued to lie still on her bed. She brought her drawing board into Johnsy's room and started painting. To take Johnsy's mind off her illness, she whistled while working. So now Johnsy's friend Sue, she is very much worried. She is concerned about her friend's health, about Johnsy's health, and therefore, as doctor has informed her that she has made up her mind that she is not going to survive, and therefore even medicine will not help her. And then her concern even grew more. And therefore, in order to dissuade her, in order to change her mood and mind, her mindset, she came and sat with Johnsy. She started talking about many other topics such as clothes, fashion, and many other topics. But she did not respond to any of the things whatever she was talking with her. And she continued to lie on her bed looking out of her window. So after that, she brought her drawing board. She was artist, and it is given in the first line only as she was artist. So what she did, she brought her drawing board in Johnsy's room, and there she started painting, and in the meanwhile she was whistling so that Johnsy may not be lost in her own thought. So as it was said by doctor that she is thinking something, there is something in her mind, and due to which she is not recovering, as she had developed a certain mindset that she is not going to recover. And therefore, to break that monotonous thinking of Johnsy, she has brought her drawing board in her room only, and she was whistling. She was trying to speak to her, she was trying to talk to her, but her all effort was in vain. She was not responding to anything whatever she was talking to her. Suddenly she heard Johnsy whispering something. She quickly rushed to the bed and heard Johnsy counting backwards. She was looking out of the window and was saying 12. After some time she whispered 11, then 10, then 9, 8, 7. She anxiously looked out of the window. She saw an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite to their window. In the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaves. So now here it is being said that while she was drawing, while she was painting in the room where Johnsy was lying in her bed, suddenly she heard that Johnsy was whispering something. Whispering, it means that she was saying something in a low voice, in a very low voice. So as soon as she heard her saying something, she rushed to her bed as she had stopped talking to her, and she thought that perhaps she is saying something, and therefore she quickly rushed to her bed. And when she went to her bed, she heard her that she is counting backward. She was looking out of the window and she was counting backward. What is backward counting? That is in a reverse manner. So she was counting 12, then 11, then 10, then 9, 8 and 7. So when she was counting backward, she was surprised to hear that, and then she looked out of the window that what she was looking at and what she was counting. And then she saw that she was looking at an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. So she saw that Johnsy was looking at an old ivy creeper plant which was there outside their window. It was on the opposite wall of their window. And a strong wind was blowing, and that creeper was shedding its leaves due to that strong, ferocious, violent wind. What is it, dears? You asked. 6, whispered Johnsy. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. It is autumn, said Sue, and the leaves will fall. When the last leaf falls, I will die, said Johnsy with finality. I have known this for the last 3 days. Oh, that's nonsense. That's nonsense, replied Sue. But what old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident that you will get better. Johnsy did not say anything. She went and brought her a bowl of soup. So now, when she heard her looking at that ivy creeper plant which was there opposite to her window, and she was counting the number of leaves present on that ivy creeper plant. Then she asked John C. that what was it, what she was counting, what she was looking at. Then she said that 3 days before there were hundreds leaves on that ivy creeper plant, but now there are only 5 leaves. Only 5 leaves are left on that ivy creeper plant. Then Shiv said that it's nothing strange in it because it's autumn season, and in generally every plant, all plants sheds its leaf. All plants shed its leaves during autumn season. So there is nothing new in it. It will shed its leaves and again a fresh leaf will come. Then she said that no, the day the last leaf of that plant will fall, that day I am going to die. So she said it affirmatively, with certain affirmation that definitely it is going to happen. It means this notion has come up in her mind and she is confirmed about it. She is quite sure about it. And she says that she has been watching that ivy creeper plant continuously for last 3 days. So when she heard it, she said it that it's nothing like that, it's totally nonsense. Doctor has said her that she is recovering and she will be well very soon. And then she said, did not say her anything, and she went to brought a bowl of soup for John C. I don't want any soup, said John C. I am not hungry. Now there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. So here we can see that she has lost all her hope. She has started relating her life to that ivy creeper plant, that she will be alive as long as there will be a leaf on that ivy creeper plant, and as soon as all the leaves will be shedded, she will lose her life. And she has made a strong notion about it. And when Sue brought a bowl of soup for her, she reluctantly denied it and she said that I am not hungry. It shows that she has stopped talking, she has stopped taking foods, and she don't even have faith in herself, in doctor, in her friends. So her all hopes are lost. And now she said that she don't want to eat anything, she don't want any soup, and she was continuously looking out of the window, and she said that I want to look out of the window at that ivy creeper plant, and now one more leaf has fallen, and now only 4 leaves is there on that ivy creeper plant. And then she says that I want to see the last leaf falling from that ivy creeper plant before it gets dark. So before it gets dark, she wants to see the last leaf falling from that ivy creeper plant, and the leaves were falling at a great speed. And then she said that once it has fallen, she will sleep forever. It means she is going to die. She will die the moment when the last leaf of ivy creeper plant will fall. She sat at John C. bed, kissed her, and said, you are not going to die. I can't draw the curtain for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us. Please, my dear friend, she begged John C. promised not to look out of the window while I paint. So these two friends, it seems that both of these girls are quite affectionately bonded with each other. This girl, Sue, she kissed her, she sat on her bed, she kissed her, and then she said that it's not like that, you are not going to die, you will be alright. So she was trying to, time and again, to motivate her, but she was not able to affirm that hope, that trust in herself again. And this girl, Sue, she wants to close down the curtain, she wants to close the window so that she may stop looking out of the window, but she says at the same time they were facing financial crisis they don't have enough money, and therefore Shiv said that Shiv says that she needs to paint that painting which she was doing, as they have sort of money and she was painting it in order to sell it so that they will get some money. And therefore she said that I beg you, she requested her not to look out of the window while she was painting. Alright, said Johnsy, finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I am tired of waiting. I have to die, so let me go away peacefully like one of those poor tired leaves. So then she said that okay, she is not going to look out of the window for the moment she is painting, and she said that but do it as soon as possible because she wants to look at the last leaf falling from that ivy creeper plant. And she says that she is tired of waiting. She can't wait any longer. She is waiting for death. She is quite positive that she is definitely going to die. And she is waiting for that moment. She is not trying to improve her health. She is not working on that improvement while she is waiting for herself to die. And as she has said in the previous paragraph that she has associated herself with that ivy creeper plant and has said that as soon as the last leaf will fall, she will die. So she has again said that she will pass away, she will die as soon as the last leaf of that ivy creeper plant will fall. Try to sleep, said Shiv. I have to paint an old miner. I will call Bharaman up to be my model. Shiv rushed down. Bharaman lived on ground floor. He was 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, but that had remained a dream. She poured out her worries to Bharaman. She told him how Johnsy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. So now Shiv said to Johnsy that try to sleep, and she said that I have to paint an old miner, and therefore I am going downstairs to call Bharaman. Bharaman is an old artist, he is an old painter who is 60-year-old, and he was living in the same building on the ground floor. So she went to her and she expressed her poured out, it means she expressed all her worries. So whatever was there in her mind about Johnsy, whatever the Johnsy's condition was there, she expressed all that to Bharaman. She said him that she has lost all her hope to survive, and she was quite firm that she is going to die the moment the last leaf fell. So she said everything to Bharaman. Then what he said, is she stupid? Asked Bharaman. How can she be so foolish? She is running a high temperature, complained Shiv. She refuses to eat or drink. That worries me a lot. I will come with you and see Johnsy, Bharaman said. So now he said that okay, I will come with you and I will see her, and he referred her to be foolish. He said that how she can think so. Then Shiv said that she is running in a high temperature, it means she is having high fever, and she has refused to eat and drink. She has stopped eating and drinking, and she says that this is what is worrying her. Let's see what he did then. They tiptoed into the room. Johnsy was sleeping. She drew the curtain together and they went to the next room. She peeped out through the window. There was only one leaf on the creeper. It was raining heavily and an icy cold wind was blowing. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute now. Bharaman did not say a word. He went back to his room. So both of them, Bharaman and Shiv, both of them came to the room, and through the window, Shiv showed Bharaman that ivy creeper plant. And here you can see in the picture only one leaf, the last leaf is left in that ivy creeper plant, on that ivy creeper plant, and that too, that leaf may fall any moment. As it is being said that it was raining heavily and icy cold wind was blowing. It was quite cold outside and wind was blowing continuously, and that leaf, the last leaf which was left on that ivy creeper plant, may fall at any moment. So Behraman, he had a look at that ivy creeper plant, and without saying any word, he did not say a single word, he went back to his room. Johnsy woke up next morning in a feeble voice. She asked Sue to draw the curtains. Sue was nervous. She drew back the curtain very reluctantly. So next morning, as soon as Johnsy woke up, in a weak voice, she asked Sue to draw the curtain. She was not willing to draw the curtain because she was quite sure that the last leaf which she saw last night might have fallen from that ivy creeper plant because it was already withered. It seemed that it may fall any moment when she saw last time, and therefore she was quite sure that it might have fallen, and if Johnsy will look at that, then definitely even she is going to die. So, but at last she drew the curtain. Let's see what happened then. Oh, Sue exclaimed as she looked at the vine creeper. Look, that there is still one leaf on creeper. It's look quite green and healthy. In spite of storm and fierce wind, it did not fall. I heard the wind last night, said Johnsy. I thought it would have fallen. It will surely fall today, then I will die. So, when the curtain was drawn, she looked out of the window and she saw that ivy creeper plant which was on the wall opposite to her window, and she saw that the last leaf was still there on that ivy creeper plant, and it looked now greener and even healthier than earlier it looked than before. And she says that despite of a strong and violent wind, it has not broken, it has not fallen, and she said, but definitely it is going to fall today, and as soon as it will fall, even I will die, even she will die. This is what she said, and she said that she thought that it might have fallen because last night the wind was quite stormy, it was fierce, it was quite violent and strong, but it has not fallen. Instead, it looked more greener and healthier. But she is quite firm, she is quite sure that it will fall today. You won't die, said Sue energetically. You have to live for your friends. What would happen to me if you die? Johnsy smiled weakly and closed her eyes. After every hour or so, she would look out of the window and find the leaf still there. It seemed to be clinging to the creeper. In the evening there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. Johnsy lay for a long time looking at the leaf. Then she called out to Sue. So what happened? When she said that definitely the leaf is going to fall today and she is going to die, then Sue, in order to convince her, in order to motivate her, she said her energetically that no, it's not like that, you are not going to die. And she said that you are my only friend, and if you are going to die, then what will happen to me? Then Johnsy, she kept lying in her bed, and she continuously, after every hour or 2 hours, she used to look out of the window. She used to look out of the window very now and then in order to look at that ivy creeper plant, in order to look at the last leaf which was there on the ivy creeper plant, and she saw that the last leaf was still clinging, it was still there on that ivy creeper plant until morning. In morning there was another storm, a violent wind blew in the morning, but even then that leaf did not fall, the last leaf did not fall. So after that she called out Sue. She called her friend, Johnsy called her friend. Let's see what she said to her. I have been a bad girl. You have looked after me so lovingly, and I have not cooperated with you. I have been depressed and gloomy. The last leaf has shown me how wicked I have been. I have realized that it is a sin to want to die. So, the last leaf, which was still there on that ivy creeper plant, clinging to the creeper, has not fallen. It has withstood all the storm which came last night, and even that day it did not fall. It fought bravely with the storm which came, and it was still there. So she called her friend Sue, and she said to her that she had been a bad girl. She said that she said to Sue that you have been you have been taking care of me for all the while I was ill, but I never cooperated with you. I never coordinated with you. I never helped you. I was depressed and sad. She said that she was depressed and she was sad. She had developed a negative tendency. She had developed a negative notion, and she said that she had not helped her friend Sue so that she may get well soon. And she said that the last leaf which was still there on that ivy creeper plant had shown her, it has taught her that she had been morally wrong. She was wrong here, wicked, it means morally wrong. She said that that last leaf on that ivy creeper plant has taught her that she was morally wrong, and that leaf only has taught her that it is sin to want to die. So now, instead of looking at that leaf in a negative manner, she has taken a positive lesson from it. So it's just how we look at things. We can derive negative as well as positive message both. Whatever we want, it's depend upon us how we look at it. So now she looked at that leaf, that last leaf, positively, and she learned from it that the leaf, despite of that storm, that violent storm which came continuously, which had been blowing out continuously for last 4 days, 3 or 4 days, but it has fought bravely to that storm, and therefore now it has become an inspiration for her. So the leaf which had been depressing for her, which had been a source of depression or sadness for her, now has become a source of motivation for her. And now she says that she has realized that it is a sin to want to die, and now she will give up that thought. She hugged Johnsy. Then she gave her lots of hot soups and a mirror. Johnsy combed her hair and smiled brightly. In the afternoon, the doctor came. After examining his patient, he told Sue, Johnsy now has the will to live. I am confident she will recover soon. Now I must go downstairs and see Harriman. He is also suffering from pneumonia, but I am afraid there is no hope for him. So as soon as Johnsy said so, that now she wants to leave, Sue hugged her tightly, and she gave her lots of hot soups, and she gave her a mirror to dress herself. So she combed her hair and she smiled at her. So that afternoon the doctor came, and he said, after examining Johnsy, he said to Sue that now definitely she is going to recover, that she will be fine very soon, because now she has the will to live. But earlier she don't have the will to live, and therefore she was not recovering. And then the doctor informed to Sue that she has to now go downstairs. She has to go to the ground floor where Barrowman was living, the 60-year-old painter was living, and he informed her that he is also suffering from pneumonia, but there was little chance for his survival. The next morning Sue came and sat on Johnsy's bed. Taking Johnsy's hand in hers, she said, I have something to tell you. Mr. Barrowman died of pneumonia this morning. He was ill for only 2 days. The first day, the janitor found him on his bed. His clothes and shoes were wet and he was shivering. He had been out in that stormy night. So now here, janitor, it means caretaker, and here in this paragraph it is being said that next morning she came in Johnsy's bed, she sat there on Johnsy's bed, she took her hand in her hand and then she said that I want to share something with you, and she said that Mr. Barrowman had died of pneumonia that morning only. And she said her that he was ill for only 2 days and he has died of pneumonia. And she also informed her that her caretaker informed her that the first day, the day when he fell ill, that day his clothes and shoes were wet and he was shivering. It seems that he was out for entire night in the stormy night, and the icy cold wind was blowing, it was raining, and he was an old man, he was 60-year-old, and as he was out throughout night in the rain, in the icy cold wind, and due to which he was shivering and he had an attack of pneumonia. Then they found a ladder and a lantern still lighted lying near his bed. There were also some brushes and green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. Johnsy dear, said Sue, look out of the window. Look at that ivy leaf. Haven't you wondered why it does not flutter? When the wind blows, that's Barrowman's masterpiece. He painted it the night the last leaf fell. So then she said her that they not only found him wet that night, they not only found his clothes and shoes wet and shivering and his body shivering, but they also found that there were a ladder, a lantern, and there were paints lying on the floor. There was green and yellow paints lying on the floor near that ladder. And then Sue asked Johnsy to look at that last leaf which was still there on that ivy creeper plant, and then she asked her, don't you think, haven't you thought that why that last leaf which was there on the ivy creeper plant is not fluttering? Fluttering, it means it's not moving when wind is blowing. Then she said that it's not the original ivy leaf. It's not the leaf which was there on that ivy creeper plant, but it's the masterpiece, it's the painting which Barrowman has painted that night only when that last leaf has fallen. So she said that that was the masterpiece of Barrowman. So he painted finally the masterpiece piece which was his dream. His dream was to paint a masterpiece, and he painted it at the end of his life, and due to which he lost even his life, but at the same time he gave a new life as well. He gave life to Johnsy because she has lost all her hope and she has started associating herself to that last leaf one. So at the cost of his life, he saved the life of Johnsy, and this is how he painted his masterpiece. So this is all about this story, and we saw that Barrowman, who had dreamed throughout his life to paint a masterpiece, he painted at the end, and due to which even he lost his life, but he gave birth to new life. Thank you.